Montana, a sprawling outdoorsman's Eden with ice-covered peaks and unspoiled wilderness. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of the last best place.
That's a ways up. Holy, I'm gonna pull up there.
State Game Wardens run a check station. I'll have you pull in on the other side of these bushes, all right?
Smelling, do you guys have alcohol in the boat?
How many do you have? How much have you had to drink?
But I swear I'm 21.
Prove it. What is your date of birth? Oh, this is where it gets so tough. You think they're gonna leave you?
No.
I think they are.
Region 4, near Wolf Creek, Montana. Wardens Tegan Winters and Quinn Kuka are on patrol.
They've got some fish down below the dam there. We can go check.
Tegan and Quinn are working their way up the Missouri River, a world-class trout stream attracting anglers from across the globe.
How you doing? How's the fishing down here? Yeah, that's what they tell me. There's fish in this river, but when I go out, I don't believe them.
Oh, I know. I'm getting rocks.
Yeah, that's the problem right here. Is if you can keep it out of the rocks, you might get to something. Well, you got your license handy. Take a peek at. Forgetting today's the 4th.
I know. I mean, summer's half over.
Thank you, sir.
You betcha.
Enjoy the day.
I'm trying.
Take it easy.
Holter Dam is a hydroelectric dam on the Missouri River, forming Holter Reservoir. This 25-mile-long impoundment is an incredible fishery and an inviting water-based recreational area for locals and visitors to Montana.
Tegan.
Kenny.
Kenny?
Yeah.
Good to meet you. Family fishing day, huh?
Yeah.
Good deal. I like to see it.
Oh.
Tegan, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good deal, man.
It's getting a little hot, but...
This ain't hot. This is nowhere up near hot. Go to San Antonio.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That and the wind that's down there is just stupid.
Yeah.
Let me go grab my license, actually.
Is it up at the car?
Yeah.
Yours is it both at the truck?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where's yours at? I'm ready.
I can just follow him up when we go back.
Give him a bill for
She's got the 2-day license.
Oh, for yesterday.
that's
140 miles south on the Big Hole River, Region 3 Wardens have set up a check station to ensure anglers have ample flotation devices and the proper fishing licenses. However, this stream-side check station comes as a surprise to the young occupants of one raft.
The State Game Wardens run a check station. I'll have you pull in on the other side of these bushes, all right? A little slower there.
Nice day for a float, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have a fishing license?
I do.
Okay, you have it with you?
No.
Okay.
I'll just give you my birthday.
Okay, you know what your ALS number is by chance? Why don't you go ahead and give your information to Officer Fettis here?
Okay.
And what'd you guys do with the can you had in your hand when you were coming down? Okay. Got anything else in the boat that we need to be aware of? Let me see the can. For some reason, it seems like, am I smelling? Do you guys have alcohol in the boat?
In Region 1 near Polson, Montana, wardens are on Flathead Lake, witnessing the dangerous but not unlawful sport of cliff jumping.
Holy!
After confirming the jumper is okay, Ron turns his attention to a boat floating nearby that appears void of any registration decals.
Hey, whose boat is this one?
What's that?
Whose boat?
My brother's?
He's not here? How long's he had it? Oh, really? Is it registered?
I think so.
I'm gonna pull up there. You got plenty of life jackets for everybody?
Yeah. We got a whole pile of them in the front there.
Up front?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the registration on there, Tommy, or what? Who knows? Really? Okay. But it's your brother's? All right. But you gotta have some sort of registration on there. It's like I said, it's just no different than being on the highway. So I'm gonna issue a citation for it, for operating the boat.
Warden Howell issues a citation for operating a boat without proper registration, a relatively minor but important violation, and a good reminder for the owner to register his boat with the state of Montana.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Wave bye. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
210 miles south, Region 3. At a check station on the Big Hole River, wardens stopped a raft and discovered several problems, including possession of alcohol by a minor. Warden Rick Schmuck makes a call to the Beaverhead County Sheriff for assistance.
We've got a situation here with some individuals underage with alcohol, no life jackets, and no fishing license in hand. Could I have you come down here real quick? How old are you?
I'm 16.
And you? 20?
14.
14?
16.
Okay. And I know you guys know the rules on alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay. So you obviously can't have it, but more so you can't be drinking it. There's a concern about you drinking it and floating on the river. There's even a bigger concern of you drinking it, floating on the river, and no life jackets. And then what happens at the end of the day, huh?
My life jacket's in there.
Well, you're missing my point. How many are in the boat?
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Okay, that's my point. And then the next 4 hours of you floating, there's a lot of beer there. So, you got 4 hours of floating, drinking beer. Then what do you got to do? And where are you driving back to? No, you're not driving anywhere now, but you would be driving back to Butte. There's families on that highway. My family could be on that highway. Your family could be on that highway.
2.5 hours north in Region 4, Wardens Winters and Kuka are checking a family from Texas that purchased a 2-day fishing license, but are fishing on the wrong dates.
Oh, for yesterday.
That's it. We all got on the same day.
We all got the same
This
thing.
first day we've been
Yeah,
fishing.
this is the actual first day we've been fishing. We went to the Glacier Mountains yesterday. We didn't get any of that. We're just down visiting them.
Oh, okay. Are you from here then?
No,
or
we're
you're
from Texas.
you're all from Texas? Oh, okay, I see.
We're up visiting.
So you all have this 2-day that started.
Yeah, we went.
Okay. All right. So today you just started fishing today, though?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey, what I'll do here is I don't want to write you guys a citation. You're out here. You did buy this, so
Yeah, we got it all the
that's
same.
good enough for me. You're coming out here for that. I can understand on this. How about I'll write a written warning though, just so I have record of it.
Okay.
Okay. So okay. So I'll go up to the truck. You guys are both up there too. So I can scratch out that real quick.
Okay.
And you don't have to do anything for it. It's kind of just for my records. Okay. So I'll follow you guys back up, but you can stay down here if you'd like. Thanks for that. Yeah, no problem. I hope you guys.
Look at it. We just started going.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Region 3 near Wise River, Montana. Wardens Rick Schmuck and Justin Fettis have detained 4 minors in the possession of alcohol. Rick has called the Beaverhead County Sheriff for assistance in determining how they wish to deal with the situation.
Gentlemen, this is Sergeant Dan Mulkey with Beaverhead County.
How we doing, guys? I've been better, huh? Yeah. So I'm guessing you're the 20-year-old?
And I'll leave it up to you as far as kicking them loose. I'll leave that up to you if you think they're safe and coherent enough to go.
So are you guys related, or how's our...
So, parents all kicked them loose with you for the day, or when you're supposed to be the adult, correct? Think this was a wise move? No, not at all.
To ascertain how much the boys have been drinking, the sheriff uses an advanced breathalyzer to see what their current BAC levels are.
How many did you have? And when was the last time you had one?
Wow.
Okay. I think you have more than 2.
The Big Hole River lies in southwest Montana's Region 3, and it's here that wardens have a raft detained. Besides having an insufficient number of life jackets, these miners are in possession of alcohol, and Beaverhead County Sheriff Sergeant Dan Mulkey is determining potential levels of intoxication.
How many did you have?
2.
How many did you have? And when was the last time you had one?
Wow.
Okay. I think you have more than 2.
Only one of the 4 blew a .1 level that indicated he had been drinking. The sheriff writes the boy a citation for minor in possession and hands him back over to Warden Schmock.
Okay, guys, here's where we're at. We have the issue of not enough life jackets in the boat. You have to have a life jacket in the boat for each person you have in the boat. Anyone under the age of 12 has to have one on. We don't have that issue here. So you're short 3, so theoretically you could get 3 tickets. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna issue 1. You guys have been good. We're not here to punch you in the face just because we can, okay? So we'll just write 1 ticket on the life jacket. We'll loan you 3 life jackets. You will sign for them, and then you'll be responsible to get those returned to us, either dropping them off at the Sunrise Fly Shop or something like that.
North in Region 4. As nightfall approaches, Warden Brian Goley receives a call concerning a possible stolen vehicle abandoned at a local fishing access site.
Emmett Dune fishing access site attached to a white Suburban.
Dave's got, I think it's got a different plate.
Adam 59198. I verified it with a twice. She comes back with a suit with color blue.
And it's definitely stolen?
She said it's stolen. Everybody's jumping on the radio here. Deputies jumping on. I heard like 2 or 3 rocks down this trail and the engine's warm.
Okay. Okay.
I think you're down here.
They didn't come this way.
They didn't come that
No. There's all kinds of
spider webs.
It does seem a little weird that they're down here, Dave.
Pound the boxes in the back.
I think they went somewhere with the... Well, let's go down the hole. Maybe we'll check it on the way back.
Patrolling at night can be a high-risk operation. The wardens must remain alert for potential signs of danger, masked by the cover of darkness.
Yeah, these guys got to be scouting. They're up to something. They just don't know what. Well, they're trying to get out of here pretty fast. Okay, what's going on?
We just talked to 2 sheriffs. They told us to leave, so we're leaving. And we're trying to find our friends because they ran off.
Okay.
And we're getting the hell out of here.
What did the sheriff say?
They just said, like, get out of here. You got 10 minutes to leave. Just go. So
How old are you guys?
I'm 18. 19.
I'm 21.
Really?
We just talked to 2 sheriffs,
Okay.
and we are actually on our way out.
She's the only one.
I promise.
We're just looking
Are we?
for
What is that?
friends,
We're on
honestly.
the news.
Yep, you're on TV. So you buy all the beer for these little guys?
No. It's just like we've had a lot of crap happen in our lives.
We don't have anything.
What's that now?
What are you looking in our car for?
Because I can?
Yeah, like this guy just...
You guys are not free to leave. See, I'm the game warden. You're not supposed to be here at night, right?
There was a guy with, like, this bald guy. He was super nice. He said, in 10 minutes, if we leave, we're good.
And
we're leaving
what's
right
that?
now. We just took the... We just took that out. This is water. Do you want to smell it? Do you want to drink it? I swear. It's just like... Our friend just died, and we're just, like, hanging out. We used to always hang out here during the day, and I thought this was a nighttime camping spot.
Do you have your ID?
I do, I think. Let me... Here, do you want to drink
I don't
this?
need that.
Okay.
I really don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is there anybody in here that hasn't drank tonight?
That has what?
I haven't.
Who hasn't? You two? What's your name again? Ma'am? Never mind. No, I need a driver's license. I'm trying to find somebody that wasn't drinking.
Find my ID in here. You can check in here. I don't know why I can't find it. That's really
How much have you had to drink?
not that much. I've had like 3 beers, but I'm a lightweight.
Does anybody
I'm sorry.
have a driver's license that can drive her home?
I have a driver's license.
Can you drive her home?
Yeah, I can drive home.
She's not driving.
Okay,
Yeah, I can drive.
that's probably a good idea. But I swear I'm 21. I swear.
Prove it
Prove. How do I prove it?
with your driver's license.
It is Ashley.
And what is your date of birth? Oh, this is where it gets so tough.
Warden Brian Goley has interrupted a late-night party in a fishing access site that is day use only. Some of the miners have been drinking alcohol. It's up to Brian to make sure someone sober is behind the wheel before he lets them go.
She's not driving.
Okay,
Yeah, I
shouldn't
can
drive.
drive.
That's probably a good idea. But I swear I'm 21. I swear.
Prove it
Prove. How do I prove it?
with your driver's license.
It is Ashley.
And what is your date of birth? Oh, this is where it gets so tough. So you're not 21?
I'm not 21. I'm 20.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I've got a driver's license. I can drive her home.
Okay. Nobody has any warrants or anything?
No.
Okay. Have you guys been in trouble for anything like this before?
No.
All right. You can just take it all behind the car and start dumping.
Assuring their safety, Warden Goley has the miners dump the beer. He also gives them a warning by telling them the story of what can happen when drinking and driving.
I'm gonna do this.
You guys are probably so mad at me.
Last week I was here and I saw 2 kids, one of them, getting a rollover, and the girl got smashed.
Really?
Were they
Yeah.
drinking and driving or what?
Well, I wasn't there at the inception of the wreck. I just got to see the end of it
That's my
and her
husband.
smashed head. So, were you guys really gonna let her drive?
No.
You can't let her drive, ever.
I won't drive.
At any party that you're at with her.
Get out of your guys' hair and stuff.
And like someone did just talk to us, and we did say we were putting the fire out.
We got 10
like I
minutes, so we
swear
need
it
to
was
leave.
literally like someone told us that we could leave in 10 minutes and we'd be good.
You guys tell your friends and stuff? Are you guys just starting school or out of school or?
Just started college.
I promise I am 20.
Okay, don't come back here at night.
Alright.
Don't do it. Here's what's gonna happen. We'll get a garbage bag. You guys cannot possess that, or you'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
And you're driving her home, right?
Yeah.
All the
Should we
way,
leave this
not
here?
just down the road.
I'm not even gonna let her get in the driver's
No,
seat.
because we'll all get to go to a funeral, right?
Yeah.
So grab the
I won't
cans,
get
you
to
guys.
mine.
Grab all them boxes and follow me. Here, hold that. But don't. Here.
Stocked up.
Okay, guys.
It's a sweet egg right now.
Not a mag light. It is a stream light.
Steam light?
Stream light. Dang it, I lost. Okay, see you later. That's all right. Just take off or they're gonna leave you. You think they're gonna leave you?
No.
I think they are.
You think they're gonna leave
I
me?
do. You go up there.
Okay.
Be careful. See you later. All right.
I probably got another 15.
When they
20-minute ride.
They all seem to be good, but her. You know what I mean? I just can't really even smell any alcohol on the other ones. I mean, they look fine. I think they probably, from the amount of beer they dumped out, I think they probably got caught before they drank too much.
A warden's job often goes beyond the call of duty. They not only protect the natural resources of Montana, but when underage partying is involved, they step in to protect our next generation. Caring about Montana and all that it has to offer is their job, but ensuring public safety for Montana's citizens is a warden's priority and part of being a first-class peace officer.
So what we're doing here today is we're set up on the I-90-94 between Columbus and Park City, and we're running a check station. We've done this for about the last 4 or 5 years. We know on Sunday afternoons, people will be coming back from Billings, the biggest population state. Everybody likes to come back to Billings, so therefore we set up between where they're hunting and where they live. And this is a good spot, and it's usually been pretty good for us.
It's approaching the end of Montana's general hunting season, and with the deer in full rut, it's expected to be a very busy day. Most of the entire Region 5 Warden team is gathered west of Billings, where they expect to check in upwards of 100 animals. As the wardens set up, they prepare themselves mentally for the long, grueling
Nick, we
day
gotta do that
ahead.
thing where we get ready to break.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Right on it.
Right on it.
You just go ahead and start without me.
Okay. You're the football player. Yeah, that's right. That's how we do it.
Get him! Yeah!
Yeah, go get him, baby.
Ready, let's go.
Nicker's our entertainment. He's our entertainment director.
What?
What happens to people when they lie?
No, I know what's going on here.
Tell me, Nick, what happens?
What happens?
It's a simple question, Nick. It's a simple question. What happens when you lie to a game warden?
I cannot confirm nor deny any of that information.
As the morning fades away, the first few hunters move through the check station, most of them empty-handed. Interrupting the steady flow, a vehicle pulls up with a mule deer tagged by someone not in the truck. A suspicious story that warrants further questioning and follow-up.
So then about what time did you get the deer?
What was it? Just after daylight. What was it? Daylight 7. So about 7:15, something like that, as soon as we could see. Yeah.
7:15.
Yeah.
Okay. You said you guys all four of you were out there hunting together. Yeah. So you watched her shoot the deer then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so how many times did she shoot that?
Right now we've got a deer in the back of the truck, 2 guys. The daughter of one of the individuals, her tag is on the deer. She's not there, she's not with them. Supposedly she drove out there separately and already went home. So we're just trying to confirm if she was out there, if she shot it, if she's on the permission slip from the block management cooperator. There's some deceptive behavior from these guys, so they're not telling the complete truth about everything. So we just need to cross all the I's and dot all the T's.
So who killed the deer?
My daughter.
Were you there when she killed the deer? How many times did she shoot it? Once?
After 20 minutes of questioning, it's obvious to the wardens that the suspect's answers are evasive. When pressed further, the suspect's responses become more cynical and uncooperative.
Sir, why don't you come over here with me? Why don't you step out for a minute? Come over here with me. We're doing our jobs, okay?
I understand.
So we're doing our jobs.
Just came out to hunt today, that's it.
Okay, but you need to understand, okay? We got some problems here, okay? And you guys are not really cooperating here, so we've got some issues. Like you said, okay?
We didn't cooperate. We pulled in and stopped, and
okay.
now you're telling us we're not.
Why didn't the girls stop? Okay, if they're hunting, they gotta stop.
She's going to a birthday party.
She still has to stop, okay? And you have
16-year-old kid.
So if I call
the other guy, if you can get my phone to turn on, okay.
So you can't turn your phone on.
Here's the deal, the battery's dead.
Well,
you don't know her number off the top of your head?
No, I don't. I scrolled down and hit send.
Okay,
I don't
so
memorize numbers anymore.
Okay, all right.
We're all weak brain
Stop.
disease.
Stop. Okay. What about your wife?
Truth.
Okay. You got somebody else that knows her phone number that we can call?
I don't have a wife.
Okay.
That's why.
What about
fiance?
Okay. What about her mother?
Her mother?
Your daughter's mother. Does she have a phone number that we can call? Can we call her? Get her number? There's got to be somebody that you know that we
She didn't have her number, and I don't know her number either. She changed it recently. Once again, programmed in the phone, scroll down, hit send. That's what I do.
How about an address?
I don't memorize addresses either.
So you don't know how to get there?
Oh, good Lord. Really?
Yes, really.
So the way we set up here is we have a chase vehicle on top of the hill. If you look over my shoulder, you can probably see him in the background. And he has a little elevation, and he watches people come by. We have 6 signs west of here telling people that there is a check station that they have to show up and stop in here. At the end of this rest area, we have 2 vehicles that we call chase vehicles, and they will chase down anybody who did not stop. Law says you have to stop at a check station if the sign is up. If you have been successful or not successful, if you're going to hunting or going from hunting, either one.
Region 5 wardens have detained a vehicle possessing a mule deer, reportedly tagged by the daughter of one of the hunters. Warden Matt Heaton calls the block management landowner to determine if they had permission to hunt where they claim the deer was shot.
Yeah, we checked there too. What are? Can you tell me the names on the folks that signed in today that you have? All right, bye. They're not signed in. Huh? They're not signed in.
While hunters continue to flow through the busy check station outside Billings, Wardens Heaton and Burroughs are working to obtain the truth from a story that's not adding up.
Okay, my daughter, you got to understand, honor roll student.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Yes,
okay?
It does. Let's be realistic. Cross-country runner, very popular, with tons of friends. There's no way on God's green earth this stupid white boy is going to memorize all their addresses, phone numbers, dates of births, and when they go potty.
Did I ask you for any of that? Did I ask you for any of that?
No, but I'm
no. What did I ask you? No. What did I ask you? I asked you for a phone number or an address, and you're rattling off a bunch of other things here. That's being uncooperative. Okay. Where is she? Where is she at? What about Mary? How do I get in touch with Mary?
It's over.
Exactly. I'm tired of it.
And you haven't been telling the truth.
Yeah, I have been.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Then why did Paul tell us the truth? He shot that deer. Lori and Mary Ann were never here today. Now quit lying to me. That's
okay,
bullshit.
whatever. Take the deer, take my license, whatever you're doing, do it.
All we want to do is find out the truth.
The truth is you're going to do what you want to do one way or the other. You have the badge, I don't.
Doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yes, it does.
Okay, here I'm gonna jump in here real quick. Okay, what we're dealing with here, like I said, we've got some issues. Okay, we've got some problems. Okay, we need to get these straightened up. Okay, what we've got wildlife violations. It is a criminal matter. It is a problem. It's something we can deal with. Okay, it's not going to go on your record, anything like that. The only other people that are going to know about are other game wardens in the state. Okay, the path you're going down, that's what we call obstruction of justice. You know what that is? That's a criminal charge. That stays on your record. Okay, that's something that you can go to jail for.
So
right now, you
step this way with me.
Okay,
we're not doing anything funny.
Okay, so what I want is the truth.
I'll help you.
Okay, so what we need to do is you need to tell us what happened. No more lies.
I'm telling you, I'm not doing anything to obstruct you.
So tell me the truth.
Did you shoot
with you? Did you shoot the deer?
Okay, I'm giving you the deer.
Did you shoot the deer? Yes or no?
To help my daughter.
Was your daughter there today?
No.
Okay.
So all we needed to know.
Okay.
Do you have your driver's license?
280 miles northwest, Region 4 Warden Brian Goldie receives a call reporting smoke near the Beartooth Game Range.
God. That'll be the Beartooth Game Range. In this wind, that won't be good. We're definitely going to want to go to this. Man, I worry about this. All those people with this wind and that tall grass up there. We'll know as soon as we turn this corner if we have a fire.
Region 5 game wardens are working a check station 20 miles west of Billings. As the afternoon wanes, the hunter count rises.
Flatlanders from out east, we come up here and see these mountains. It's something to think about it, and actually have to go up and down them, boy. It's on the bucket list to do, and it was more than we thought it would be. Great experience.
Hunters continue to file through the check station, while Warden Matt Heaton furthers his investigation into a hunter who admittedly used his daughter's tags on a deer he killed.
2 general elk licenses. And he has no deer tag, so he's hunting without a license, loan and transfer, possession, extra licenses.
Let's go get all of the daughter's licenses.
Okay, you want to grab those, Brad?
As Matt uncovers more information, the violations begin to add up. With new evidence in hand, Matt returns to the suspect with more questions.
I don't know the roads. Not my name. Like, you keep asking addresses, road names, numbers. I don't memorize all that stuff.
Okay.
You know what dyslexia is?
I do.
I know it real well.
Okay. Why do you have 2 elk licenses?
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Well, they had 2 rifles in the back, so I'll go pull them over.
As Matt continues the questioning, the spotter calls in a vehicle that he has reason to believe is a hunting party that has failed to stop.
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Oh, I just saw you go through the rest area, and you didn't stop at the check station?
We're not hunting. We're not hunting. We're just
No.
passing through.
I just saw the rifles, and you got
Hey,
orange
I'm coming
vest.
back from Oregon. I had to pick up the niece, and I'm headed back to South Dakota to hunt.
Oh, you are heading to South Dakota to hunt?
Yeah, that's where I
Okay.
live.
This is a Montana law, but if you're in Montana and you're going to a hunt or coming from a hunt, doesn't matter where it is, you have to stop. It's a state law.
Region 4 Warden Brian Goley is responding to a call from dispatch concerning a potential wildfire on the Beartooth Game Range. After a bone-dry fall, the conditions are dangerous. Combined with high winds, the situation could get out of control quickly.
We'll know as soon as we turn this corner if we have a fire.
Okay, I'm gonna just continue to get ready. I don't have my radio on. Call me and let me know what you got, and I'll let you know when I get to the
Hello? Yes? All right, is there a fire in the Beartooth? Are you up there? All right, there just looks like smoke up the canyon, so... All right, man, good luck. He said it's just a heat inversion. Said I can see everything, there's no fire here. I'm gonna be 100% straight. I've got a lot of questions right now about everything that's been going on, okay? I need to talk to Mary. I'm gonna be giving her a call, and we're gonna talk about some of the hunting practices, okay? So you can tell me right now, you know, what she's gonna tell me, or I can talk to her. Bottom line is we've got a lot of problems here. We're gonna find out who shot those deer, and where, and when, okay? So we'll figure that.
Where?
Okay.
Yep. And when's marked on all the tags.
Okay.
And they all went to. And that's.
Okay. And did she shoot any of them?
She did her 2. I did my 2 down there.
Okay.
And that's it.
Is she gonna tell me anything differently?
I highly doubt it.
Do you doubt it, or doubt it versus no are 2 different things?
God, really? Do we have to be here all day for this?
There's a constant flow of rigs at the check station in Region 5. For several hours, Warden Matt Heaton has been investigating an illegally tagged mule deer, a case where the suspect has been less than cooperative.
Can I please put the gun away? Because I know it's not good for you guys. It's making you nervous. And I'm afraid to move my hands around you.
Nope, we're all right there, so.
I don't want to be shot either.
And we don't want to shoot you.
Yeah, I have an allergy to bullets.
As Matt and Lee continue to work with the suspect, Warden Kevin Holland's attention is drawn to a hunter who has arrived with a deer and has another potential problem.
The law says you gotta have the evidence of species, evidence of sex attached. And had you left the head on there, you know, that'd be fine, but you didn't. Oh, God, I'm gonna put that outside. That's just rotten. That is bad. Jeez, I ain't gonna deal with that. That stinks. What I'm gonna do is give you a written warning because I believe this is probably from the same. So the law says this has to be evidence of species, evidence of sex. You cut the head off of this and you cut the reproductive organs off. So I'm gonna make a determination that it's the same one, and here's what I'm gonna look at. You look at a couple things. You see how this meat is kind of grooved up here, and you see here, it kind of comes down. So that would match up here. Also, you see where it comes down here, and here it comes up. So I'm thinking these two things here come up to these two things here. You know, I get the opportunity to make that decision. That's the decision I'm gonna make. Otherwise, it'd be a $135 ticket, so.
In situations like this, wardens work very hard to provide educational guidance to the public and give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Kevin determined the hunter has made an honest mistake and opts to write a warning instead of a violation.
We use lots of hand sanitizer after sneaky deer like that. That was the musk glands that was so rotten. That was bad, bad, bad stuff.
In the ongoing case of the illegally tagged deer, wardens continue to separate the truth from fiction.
This guy just going out and shoot, and tagging with whatever he can find. So don't charge anything yet and figure that out. I mean, right now he's looking at a felony.
Well, it's probably a pretty good likelihood that he killed his daughter's deer, then he also killed his fiance's deer.
He has that reputation. In the interview with Officer Bayless, his statement of "you can shoot from the cab" is a common slip of the tongue, I guess, if you'd call it, with a guy that if he shoots an animal, he won't say my wife, my daughter, my uncle. He'll say I or we, something to that effect. So, or there's some questions about some other animals dropped off at the meat processor with his fiance's tags on them. And given this history, we need to run that down and make sure that there's no other illegal animals just hanging out at the meat processors.
Giving the suspect one more chance to tell all, Matt inquires about the deer that are already at the meat processors.
What is she going to tell me about these two deer that are down at the right now? What is she going to tell me about
She shot hers, I shot mine.
That's all she's going to tell me that?
Yes.
Okay. What about your turkey? When did you shoot that?
Really?
Yep.
I shot the turkey way back in the spring.
Okay. Okay. So
the
what?
Exact date and time I don't remember.
Okay.
But it was in the spring. Mary was not with me.
Okay.
Okay, if you bring that one up with Mary, she'll get upset because I was with another girl.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we're gonna try to find her, and that's what we're gonna go do right now. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What else you need from me?
Well, 2 questions, and they're yes or no questions, and that'll save us a lot of work and save you a lot of heartburn. Did you kill any of Mary's deer this year?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yeah. She was with me, but she doesn't have, she's not comfortable with the rifle.
Okay. You know, in our line of work, that goes a long ways, and we'll certainly, exercise some discretion.
So here, just hold on to that.
Paul, do you want to come here?
Because I know that's how it's going to go.
Okay.
So let's just do that.
After the exhaustive interview, the wardens finally unearthed the truth. The suspect was charged with multiple counts of illegal harvesting and possession. He was later found guilty on all counts before a Yellowstone County judge.
Wardens are gonna head back into Billings with them and see what else they can unearth. Oh boy, oh boy. Maybe. That's a hard one though. Oh, he's already hitting the brakes.
Pretty sure those were antlers. Yeah, it's an elk. Also like a mouse.
We're catching up to a vehicle that went by the check station. You can see an elk rack or an elk in the back. There's a thought that it might be a mounted elk, but we're not sure until we get up here and check it. So once he pulls over, we'll know if it's a mount or a hunter.
You get feeling better. Yeah, I met you. I'm headed west.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a mount. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Well, we saw the elk. We didn't know if that was... Yeah, well, You don't have to stop for that one.
Nope.
Okay, thank you much. Have a good day.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was a mount. Good observation, but we're clear of the stop.
The general hunting season is quickly coming to an end in Montana. It's in these waning hours that sometimes hunters get desperate and cross the line. Region 2 wardens are watching a hunter that appears to have game down on a piece of private land that has limited access for public hunting.
He knows who owns this.
And pants. He said he's...
FG22, FG21. All right. Well, it's not posted, and we've had poaching in this drainage and yours, and this guy, I don't know. I think we're just gonna walk over and check him. See, what makes me think there's something wrong is he's got something down and he made a phone call, and he's waiting for somebody to come help him or whatever.
Well, he's back up there. Now he's coming down the hill.
Is he?
I do not see a gun.
Well, the fact that the guy that owns his land is suspended from hunting is another good probable cause thing, isn't it?
I do not see a gun, never have.
Yeah.
Unless he shot it from the vehicle.
From the vehicle, yeah. I'm gonna walk over there.
The wardens on scene are concerned for several reasons that the entire situation may not be above board. Following their instincts, they make the half-mile walk to talk to the hunter. It's a warden's intuition and experience that often makes the difference in solving complex investigations, like the case Region 5 Warden Lee Burrows encountered in 2012.
Well, this is a great case that really kind of shows teamwork, perseverance, and technology in solving a wildlife investigation. And see if how this Asparagus Point elk case first came about was opening day of archery season. I got a telephone call that evening, and the landowner said they'd heard a lot of shooting at night. I went down to Asparagus Point, had a deputy from Musselshell County assisted me, and we got there about midnight, and all that we found were a couple vehicles. There was nobody around, but it was obvious somebody had been camping there. Went back to the sheriff's office and ran the plate for the registered owner, and it didn't come back to the pickup that it was on, so we, immediately assumed that, somebody had switched plates for whatever reason. A couple weeks later, the landowner, who's right there adjacent to Asparagus Point, called, and I went down there right away. And... Hey, Lee Burrows, game warden.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good.
Say, I was doing a little hiking up the river here.
Uh-huh.
I happened upon a bull elk here stashed in these Russian olives.
All right, well, there we have it.
Yep.
And sure enough, it was a bull elk, and the head had been cut off.
In 2012, Region 5 Warden Lee Burrows received a call reporting suspicious gunfire at night. A few days later, a decapitated elk head was found hidden in a creek bottom. The cold trail of evidence is now several days old.
I went down there and with the BLM law enforcement officer, and we found that head. And I came back to Billings. I just left it there, didn't want to disturb it. I figured that, somebody obviously went to the trouble to cut a head off elk and, drag it 600 yards downstream and hide it. They were probably going to come back for it. So I visited with Captain Guzzi, and we decided that probably what would work best in that situation was to put a transmitter in the head and then also try and put a camera on the elk.
It started out with just an abandoned elk head and actually with a poached elk. Through some information from hikers, information from landowners, a lot of legwork from the game warden. We got a chance to use some fairly modern technology was involved in it.
Put it back like it was so they won't suspect anything.
And ultimately made the case, and it involved quite a few people.
Back in Region 2, wardens spot a hunter on private land that apparently has game down in a limited access area. After witnessing suspicious actions by the hunter, the wardens decide to investigate by getting a closer look.
We're gonna go in. This guy that owns this place is suspended for poaching. So we don't want any cameras in because we might end up into a shouting match before it's all over, but we're gonna run over real quick. Okay, I'm Jeff.
Jeff, Toby.
Toby, glad to meet you.
I figured Doug was one of you.
Well, he's down further.
You guys been hunting or?
No.
Oh, you got.
Yeah, it's a big one. Actually, whose land is this? Oh, okay.
And then.
Okay.
Going over just.
All right. Well, we just saw you up there and wonder what's going on there.
Well,
oh, there's the sheep right there.
Yeah, the other one.
And we can see you on the cell phone and pulling out your tag and all that. So anyway, we're just checking Hunter. Okay. We're just checking you.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're welcome to hike up there if you want.
Yeah, we'll look at him. How would you?
I gut shot him. He was bedded on the first shot, and so.
Well, how would you feel about this, Toby, if we come up and help you get it and drag it down?
That's fine.
Helping the hunter retrieve the animal assists the hunter and allows the wardens a better read on the situation. Unfortunately, in 2012, wardens were piecing together a cold case with little evidence and were forced to rely on advanced technology in order to develop a lead.
You know, just kept monitoring that head. That transmitter has got a unique radio frequency signal that you can hear, and so I was able to, you know, just from Highway 12, with the antenna and earphones, was able to see if that elk head was still there. And all through the big game hunting season and on into the next spring, you know, I continued to monitor that, and every few days I'd go by and see if it was there. And early in March, I went by there one day and couldn't get a reading.
Shoot, I think it's gone.
I walked down where I knew the elk head was and confirmed that it wasn't there, so.
Well, shoot, someone found that camera and turned it around. That gummit. Well, I guess we'll see if we got any usable footage.
In 2012, Region 5 wardens started an investigation that would last over 6 months. They set up cameras and inserted a radio transmitter into a trophy bull elk head that had been illegally shot and then stashed. Unfortunately, the poacher wisely avoided the camera when he returned for the elk rack. Wardens have one last hope of finding the suspect. They have to relocate the transmitter before it's discovered and removed from the head.
So we picked up our gear and then a list of suspects and where they lived. So I drove around the Billings area with that transceiver, you know, trying to find the signal from the ground by several different residences and couldn't find anything. So at that point, got a hold of the Fish, Wildlife, and Parks pilot here in Billings. They've got a Super Cub that's equipped for radio transmitters and transceivers, and so we hooked an antenna up to the belly of the airplane.
We're good to go. 159.180.
And then took off from Billings, and we just started flying in grid pattern. Pretty quick, we're over the town of Shepherd, and we're starting to pick up this signal. So we just keep, you know, making a smaller circle, and pretty quick, we're right over the town of Shepherd itself. So That elk head with that transmitter were in the Shepherd area, so came back to Billings, landed, and Captain Guzzi and I jumped in an unmarked vehicle and went out there with handheld transceiver.
400 miles west, near the town of Hamilton, Region 2 wardens approach a hunter in a restricted area. After first contact, they realize the situation is not at all what it appears to be.
Well, it's hunting season, and we were coming down the highway and looked over and saw a vehicle and looked up on the ridge and saw Hunter's orange and put the glasses on him, and I don't know, we didn't know what he was doing, but he eventually drug out some paperwork. Looked like he was tagging something. Couldn't see the animal from here. Turned out to be everything all right. He killed a sheep, had a sheep license, did it right. Sad thing is I don't know if you could see the other sheep on the hill, but there's some other sheep up there, and they're all coughing. They have pneumonia. They're gonna die, most of them. That ram, he's been watching for about a week. He finally harvested it, but it was coughing too when he shot it, so he probably saved it a long, agonizing death by deciding to harvest it. So you got a nice ram.
It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah. I've been putting this since '95.
Well, yeah, I came up and looked for him this morning. I drove all the way back in onto the ranch, and to be honest, the roads are getting a little dicey, and came back down here, and it was snowing so hard. I back out on the highway looking for him, and then finally found him, and came in here and tried to find a spot where I could get out and hike up a little bit without him seeing me, and got down there, and there he was with another smaller ram and a few other ewes, and yeah. Unfortunately, the final shot was right above the cliff there, and he went 40 foot down. But
securing a bighorn ram sheep tag is a rare trophy hunting opportunity in most states. Huntable populations in western North America have been impacted due to many herds contracting pneumonia. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks biologists work hard at limiting pneumonia's effects on Montana herds. The result is opportunities like this to hunt world-class bighorn sheep in Montana.
And like I said, he'd been healthy for the last 5 days. I've seen him every day, and then today he started coughing for the first time. So I figured he was the ram I wanted, and better do it now.
Done good, buddy.
Yep.
Drawing a bighorn ram tag is nearly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and this hunter took full advantage of it. He scouted, secured landowner permission, and tagged the animal upon harvest. Best of all, the wardens were present and able to help in the recovery of his trophy.
Congratulations. Thanks for letting us.
Well, thank you guys very much.
Back in Region 5 near Billings, wardens have a lead on where a poached elk may have been taken, but apprehending the suspect might be dangerous.
The signal was coming from a specific residence in Shepherd, so we went to district court and obtained a search warrant to retrieve the transmitter.
Montana Game Wardens, it's a search warrant. Game Wardens.
We executed that warrant at that residence in Shepherd, and sure enough, we found this elk head, and as we knew, it had the transmitter in it. We also found some other evidence that helped us with our investigation. The individual whose residence we executed the search warrant at told us who shot that elk. We then obtained an arrest warrant for him.
Hey, I've got a warrant for your arrest. What I need you to do, I want you to unzip your jacket, open it up for me. Okay, do you have any weapons on you?
Region 5 wardens are serving the arrest warrant on a 6-month investigation of a poached trophy bull elk. Using a transmitter, they located the suspect near the town of Shepherd, just northeast of Billings. Confronting a poacher is sometimes dangerous, since they're likely to have guns close by. Warden Lee Burrows approaches the suspect with proper officer caution.
Got a warrant for your arrest. What I need you to do, I want you to unzip your jacket, open it up for me. Okay, do you have any weapons on you?
No, sir.
Okay, I want you to turn around. And I'd like you to kneel down, Marty, please. And I want you to cross your feet. I want you to put your right foot over your ankle. There you go. Put your hands behind your back with the thumbs up. Thumbs up, okay. Lean over, look away from the sound of my voice. Took him to Yellowstone County Jail, and this individual never did admit to shooting this elk. By that point, we developed, a list of 5 individuals, and through interviews with those individuals, they, told us that this individual was there, that he'd shot the elk, that he had been hunting. Okay, where do you want him for now, Woodrow?
Okay, is he staying with us?
He will be for several days.
For several days?
Yeah.
Okay, you got papers for him so we know what we're doing?
Yep, I do. I've got that arrest warrant. You wanted to put him in the holding cell here?
Yeah.
Through interviews, statements, witness statements, that we were able to charge this individual with a felony. Eventually, this individual was charged with 13 counts of wildlife violations, including, hunt without a license and drive off established road, hunt without landowner permission, but there were just numerous violations. The individual who we charged with shooting that elk at Asparagus Point was unemployed, on disability, and did not have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of resources. He had a public defender, and this public defender was very good at working the judicial system, and we had several motions to suppress evidence, and we weathered all of those, and in the end we accepted a guilty plea on this guy's part. That was satisfying, very satisfying.
Solving a case like this took dedication by the whole Region 5 enforcement team, a sacrifice wardens are willing to pay to stop the theft of Montana's wildlife.
Through this whole case, there were 7 individuals charged with 27 counts of wildlife crimes, all the way from fishing without a valid license, driving off of established roads, to unlawful possession and hunting without a valid license. So, it was a great case that just showcased the fact that, with technology, persistence, perseverance, and teamwork, you can solve these crimes.
Montana game wardens are resourceful when it comes to investigating cases of game theft. With the help of concerned citizens, advancements in technology, and dogged persistence, their conviction rate is exceptional. But they can't always do it on their own. If you have information pertaining to a wildlife crime committed in Montana, please contact your local warden. It sometimes takes just a small piece of evidence to turn the tables and help solve a case that protects our cherished wild resources.
We got our wild turkeys crossing at the school crosswalk.
With a high density of wildlife in Montana, it's no surprise that occasionally motorists and deer collide. When that happens, it's often the wardens that are called upon. Region 5 Warden Matt Heaton is responding to a call from the local sheriff. A deer has been hit by a vehicle, but it's still alive.
All right, well, thanks for the call. Bye. Okay, so
This one's basically just a roadkill call. Have a deer that's in the borrow pit, not moving. So judging by where it is, it's most likely hit by a car. And I'm just gonna go put it down for the value of its misery.
275 miles northwest near Wolf Creek, Montana. Region 4 Warden Brian Goley is patrolling a highway running through a patchwork of public and private lands.
What is going on here?
Brian has spotted a hunter shooting from the edge of a turnout along the highway, an illegal action in the state of Montana.
No, there's a buck down right there. Right in front of that doe on the left. What's up?
How you doing, Brian?
Good. You doing some shooting, huh? You okay?
Yeah, just decided.
I see that. You got a buck down? You're all licensed, right?
I'll get it for you right now. I got the doe tag too, but I wanted to wait till I stopped.
Is that it? Just that one deer?
No, I just need some.
You guys are shooting from the roadway here. You make sure you get on that side of the fence.
Oh, it's gotta be off the pits, okay.
Yeah, you're far enough out here right now.
Yes, sir.
But you were pushing it. The law is you have to be on the other side of the fence, 30 feet from the center line, or the other side of the fence.
Oh, okay, I just went the 30 feet from the center line.
You were shooting from the highway right away, which is against the law. But because you're so far from the center line, I won't have a problem with it.
Okay.
All right?
Appreciate it.
But next time, you go on that side of the fence.
I will do that.
At least, like here, if you got to the fence,
yeah.
it would be much better.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Go gut.
Region 5, near Red Lodge, Montana. Warden Matt Heaton is about to perform one of the most unpleasant tasks a warden is called to do. A deer has been hit by a motorist. Both of its hind legs are broken. Matt is called in to euthanize the deer and eliminate its suffering.
That's definitely one of the drawbacks or downsides of the job is I think every game warden, I know at least, enjoys hunting, and that's one of the reasons we all got in the job, but I don't know of anyone that actually got in the job because they like killing stuff. They like to get out and hunt, and you hate to see an animal suffer, or the last thing you want is just that animal sitting by the side of the road suffering for everybody to drive by and see, and no one likes that.
While Matt responds to his next call, the sheriff will call in the road department to pick up the deer and dispose of it properly. Matt is headed just outside Red Lodge to the foothills of the Beartooth Mountains. Earlier today, a local ranch manager confronted a hunter he suspected shot a deer on his property. The hunter claims the deer was on public land and has since left the scene.
Here's some hair right there, yep.
These cases are sometimes difficult to sort out, but Matt will examine the evidence to determine if, in fact, a trespassing occurred.
Nice globular blood.
Region 5 Warden Matt Heaton is dogging a blood trail.
Here's some hair right there, yep.
This trail of evidence is located on private property. Earlier today, the ranch manager stopped a vehicle that had killed a deer they claim was on public land. As Matt follows the signs, the facts start stacking up against the hunters.
So right now I took a bunch of photos of the blood we got here, and now I'm marking the blood on the GPS and marking it as blood so I know what it is. So when I'm done with this, I'll go up to the top here if we can find out where it was shot. We'll follow the drag trail down to the truck, to the tire tracks, and I'll have a saved GPS tract where that I can do a map, represent, just kind of show a map where these guys were. We'll just help build the case, every little bit of evidence.
260 miles northwest, Region 4 headquarters in Great Falls, Montana. Warden Quinn Kuka is interviewing a hunter who brought in a trophy buck to a check station earlier in the week. The wardens noticed his tag had been validated for 4 different days. Upon further questioning, the hunting party's story was inconsistent. Quinn has called in the hunter to get a clear idea of what happened and what day the deer was actually killed.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a seat. We'll just go over some of this. You are being recorded. Throughout this investigation, there's some discrepancies that I'm just struggling with, and I was hoping that you could just kind of clarify what happened, because your friend Rick is giving me a different story. So I just kind of want to know what happened. And here's an opportunity to tell me.
Yeah, we got up.
And what day did you get up? Because it starts out, you guys said this deer was harvested on the 20th.
It's the 17th.
Okay, so for sure.
For sure,
Okay.
the 17th, that was my bad.
Okay.
And he walked out of the bushes and I hammered him.
Okay.
Down he went. That's the honest to God, no sh**.
So, I'm just having a difficult time because your friend Rick, I mean, I was on the phone for him for a half an hour and he doesn't know anything. And I find that hard to believe. If my buddy just killed a huge buck, I would know everything about it. And I would have watched you and high-fived you if you killed a 15-point buck.
No, he shouldn't be in there.
And he doesn't remember even being there.
Wow.
And it's days ago.
That's him being a moron, then. But
That moron's costing you your deer.
well,
That
if it
sucks.
cost me my deer, that's gonna cost me a friendship.
Region 4 Warden Quinn Kuka is interviewing a hunter that validated his deer tag by cutting out several days, not just one. This sometimes indicates that the tag was used multiple times. With inconsistent stories and evidence pointing to wrongdoing, Quinn gives the hunter one more chance to explain his involvement.
I try to be fair and I try to be, an officer that wants to, people make mistakes,
And I appreciate that, and it was nothing, it was illegal.
You know that your friend was cited in Illinois?
Yeah, because he...
Both of them, the taxidermist and the guy who has your cape?
Yeah, I knew that. And
So, I mean, it just adds to our suspicious
that's on
thought.
them. That's on them guys. They should know better.
Well, let me go tell my sergeant what you said and see what he thinks, and I'll let you know about the deer. And you probably, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna write you a citation for your tagging violations. Okay, I'll be right back, okay? I'll go see what the sergeant, you just sit tight.
Red Lodge, Montana, Region 5. Warden Matt Heaton has been following a trail of blood and hair for over 2 hours. The evidence he's collecting will determine if a deer was shot on public land or private land, where the hunter didn't have permission.
So it's looking more and more like these two guys shot the deer on private ground on the night ranch. They were on the ranch, deer was on the ranch, and then they drug it down the hill, loaded in their truck, and then they drove up the road and they headed out, and then probably stopped at the nearest chunk of public ground, dropped the deer out of the back of the truck to gut it. They also, the story they gave the ranch manager when he found him is that they drug it uphill into a different spot from where they shot it because it was easier. Anything's possible, but I've never drug a deer fully gutted uphill because it was easier. Maybe I'm just lazy, but we'll talk to these guys, and with any luck, we'll tell them everything I've got, and they'll confess to what happened, and we can all move on. I've got some names and addresses on our hunters, so we're gonna go down into a little town called Bear Creek, and we're gonna see who's home and go do our interview, see what they have to say, and hopefully we'll be able to get a confession out of these guys. We won't have to go the whole DNA route, but we'll let them make that call. So we'll be down in Bear Creek in about 5-10 minutes or so. I'm gonna be out at Carbon Alley in Bear Creek on an interview. No need for status, but I'll check in when I'm clear.
Copy, thanks, 5-7.
Region 5, Bear Creek, Montana. Warden Matt Heaton has been following a trail of evidence that points to a deer being illegally shot on private land. Approaching the suspect's house with caution, he knocks, but gets no answer. Upon further inspection, he returns to his truck to devise a different course of action.
Well, no go knocking on the door. I'm gonna try the cell phone.
Patty speaking. How may I help you?
Oh, hi, Patty. This is Matt Heaton. I'm the Red Lodge Game Warden.
Yes?
I was actually looking for a guy by the name of... this is one of the numbers he had listed for him.
I'm currently helping out doing some shampooing.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We're heading to Rock.
Region 4, Great Falls, Montana Warden Quinn Kuka has completed her interview with a hunter whose story is not adding up. Quinn will be issuing a citation for illegally tagging, but she confers with Sergeant Vintage and Captain Martin about confiscating the deer as well.
If you have any question at all about it being legal, I'd seize it now.
Okay, we can come back in here. Basically, your citation is, failed to tag properly. It's $135.
Can I pay it now?
Sure. I wanted to make sure you have to go in front of a judge, but I can say that I received bond. But the thing is I have to seize your deer. And if you go in front of a judge, you have a right to plead guilty, and if he finds you innocent, I have to give that deer back.
So my deer is, I don't get it.
Not on this charge. Unless you can somehow prove I'm wrong. I would love to be proven wrong and give it back to you.
Well, I'm gonna try because that's what happened, and Rick can kiss my
All right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
The Cape that is in Illinois will be seized and held for evidence till the case has gone to trial. Back in Region 5, Warden Matt Heaton is talking to a suspect accused of shooting a deer illegally on private land. The trail of evidence points to his guilt, but Matt must still keep an open mind and needs to hear the hunter's side of the story first. If he declines to tell the truth, Matt will be forced to run the DNA from evidence he gathered in the field. If the blood and hair samples match, this hunter may potentially lose his Montana hunting privileges for several years.
I've got DNA from down the road. I've got DNA from the gut pile. Are they gonna match?
No, they're not gonna match.
So
we never went down that road.
I'm gonna just lay it out there one last time. What you're looking at is maybe hunting without landowner permission. That's probably the worst thing we're looking at here. I know you guys shot it where you weren't supposed to be. The DNA is gonna match, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So where's...
I've felt like since this whole thing happened, and...
Where's the deer at now?
It's hanging at my uncle's in Bridger.
At your uncle's in Bridger, okay. So what we're gonna do, I'll issue a citation for hunt without landowner permission. It's $170, no loss of privileges, not gonna go to jail, not gonna lose your gun, probably gonna have to take the deer though. That's the worst thing where this is gonna hurt.
Back in Region 4, as the sun sets, Warden Brian Goley spots a vehicle that is driving suspiciously slow down a private road. The driver spots Brian's truck and stops in the middle of the road to glass Brian.
They now see me.
After a lengthy stare down, the driver and the passenger switch seats, an unusual act that affords Brian a look at the original driver, a well-known convicted poacher.
They switched drivers because Darren doesn't have a driver's license. Can you believe that? Oh, boy.
Brian calls in the license plate to dispatch, but it comes back registered to a white 1986 camper trailer. To confirm the plate number, they close the distance on the driver.
Control FT410. I think I finally can see it here through all the mud. I finally got close enough. Would you run 2 County 60259 Adam?
FG410.
410.
FG410, showing on a 1990 dark blue Ford F350.
High copy.
With the odd behavior observed earlier, both guys wearing orange and a deer in the back, Brian has reasonable suspicion to pull the vehicle over to talk to them about intentionally switching drivers and the reasons behind their peculiar action.
410, I copy.
How you doing today?
What you doing, Brian?
Well, I'm checking on this deer in the back of your truck.
It's in the cooler.
Okay.
The meat's all in the cooler.
All right. Have you been shooting today?
No.
You're sure?
Positively.
You step out for a sec?
Yeah.
You just wait here. Don't grab no guns.
Oh.
What's your name, sir? Is that your deer?
No, it is not. It is my wife's deer.
All right. But she shot it?
She shot it.
All right. Have you been hunting up on today?
I don't know. I've been hunting with Darren.
All right.
Darren's not hunting. He's just knows the lay of the land.
He's just helping you?
Yeah.
All right. He hasn't been around any guns today?
Nope.
Okay. He hasn't shot or anything like that? All right. Well, you know he's a habitual poacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not supposed to be hunting.
Yeah.
All right. And he was driving when I first saw you, right?
Yeah, because it's private property.
I see
where
that.
he's at.
I understand that. You being good today, Darren?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the suspicious activity when you stopped there and switched drivers and you glassed me and then you're being all secretive kind of worried me a little bit, like you're back up to your old stuff.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
You haven't shot a gun today?
Nope.
You guys didn't see any deer down there?
Yeah, I've seen some deer.
But you didn't shoot any? This deer here, whose is it?
It's Brittany, his girlfriend's.
All right.
They shot it off the ranch. Yep.
Off your place?
Yep.
All right. Okay, man.
Yep. I want mine back.
I know you do.
I don't want to mess it up, you know?
Okay, and I appreciate that.
I'm trying to get my fines paid. I'm working out $50 a week.
Okay.
Every month, so.
All right. Well, when you get your fines paid off, you call me.
Yeah, I got $2,000 left to pay.
Then call me.
Okay.
All right. And if you're doing the right thing and you're being honest, then I'll help you, okay?
Yep, I'm being honest.
I know. I'm gonna let you get on the road, okay?
Good.
You guys be careful.
Good. Thanks,
Thanks, sir.
Sure.
All right, man. I ran your plate and it came back to a different vehicle. Sorry. And then I ran it again and it came back okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just put him on there.
All right.
At the truck probably a week
You
ago.
keep him out of trouble.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
All
Be
right.
careful driving.
Thank you.
Just a typical example of, I mean, this is just some of the remnants of it, you know, it's a significant case in the fact that the impact it has on the resources and the number of people involved, but just one person. This whole thing started with one individual, you know, having knowledge of this kind of activity going on for years. One person, one phone call started this.
Please proceed, everyone.
In Region 3, a dark secret is about to be revealed. After years of investigation, wardens are about to uncover a poaching case that has affected the whole community. In 2014, wardens received a tip-mont call exposing 2 suspects who were involved in the illegal killing of numerous deer, elk, and trout. Wardens Rick Schmock and Kerry Wall, along with lead investigator Chad Murphy, spent countless hours over the past 2 years developing the case. Today, at a sentencing hearing, the evidence is presented before the judge for a final outcome.
The record should reflect that we're here this morning for purposes of sentencing in connection with the cases involving Charles Foster and Sally Foster. It appears that parties are present and counsel is ready. So if we're ready to proceed, we'll hear from the state.
Commissioner, I would ask to call Investigator Chad Murphy.
All right, please come forward and be sworn. Murphy.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Thank you. Please have a chair.
It wasn't just the husband and wife that were involved. That the Fosters basically brought the children into this case also from out of state, and they would come up during holiday times, Thanksgiving, so to speak, and basically they just go out hunting. And a lot of the occasions they went out hunting, there was no licensed possession involved for these kids. And by kids, we're talking adults. All these kids are married and on their own, but the decision was still made to go out and hunt without a license. And a lot of this leadership of these hunts came strictly from the parents themselves. And it's almost kind of a sad story because they came very, very close to making felons out of their own children.
In Region 4, Warden Quinn Kuka receives a call from a fellow warden requesting backup.
Okay, I'm headed that way. Okay, see you. Josh had a guy in the state park fishing without a license, and the guy claimed he did have a license, so he gave him a certain amount of time to produce it. And then he checked that night when he got off work, or when he got back to his office, and he did not have a license. I think he had some criminal history, and we're going to his house to deliver a citation, and I just told Josh we should probably have another officer so he's not alone based on the history of this person.
What's his history?
5th Avenue North.
Serving a citation to an individual with a known criminal record is cause for concern. Quinn will back up Josh just in case this situation escalates.
Okay, that's how you pronounce it.
All we need to do here is just change that to 2 weeks up from now, serve it, and go.
You gonna have him come out here?
Yeah.
Don't come here by yourself.
How's it going? Is Ralph here?
Region 3, Dillon, Montana. Beaverhead County District Court is in session. Taking the stand is FWP Regional Investigator Chad Murphy. Today, wardens are exposing a poaching ring that has stolen numerous animals from the landscape of Montana over the past 8 years.
With respect to count 1, can you tell the court which hunting season that count refers to? 2012. And how many unlawfully possessed deer did the Fosters possess in 2012?
3 antlered deer. The deer number 2 was killed by Sally Foster. The deer number 3 was killed by Bill Foster's daughter.
It's really unfortunate to see this type of greed involved with lack of concern for the resource, the greed, the braggadocio that goes with this. So much of this stuff was sent out through social media, other communication, just in a braggadocio fashion. It was just something that these people had really no concern for the resource. But it's unfortunate. It seems as our careers go along, we're seeing more and more cases like this, bigger and bigger cases in Montana.
Did Mr. Foster show it to you any remorse, in your opinion?
I have not seen any remorse from Bill Foster.
Can you explain?
You know, he continually had excuses. And what I found through investigation, lies about how the animals were actually killed. And at no point have I ever seen any remorse of his activity of the unlawful taking of all these animals. Did Mr. Foster, in fact, complain to you about what you had done? He was giving excuses that he was just trying to feed his family, that he was stocking up food for the year, but I don't buy that because nobody can eat that many animals. I mean, 2 people to have that many fish and that many animals year after year, you don't need that much meat. So to me, that meant to me those animals were being killed for their antlers.
220 miles north, Great Falls, Montana. Wardens Quinn Kuka and Josh Stout have cautiously approached a residence of a known violator. They are only there to serve a citation for fishing without a license.
How's it going? Is Ralph here?
No, it's gone.
Is he working today?
I think so.
You think so? So he does live here, though?
I think so.
Where does he work at? It's not that big a deal. We just needed to visit with him.
Yeah. I don't know where he's at right now, guys.
How about, what does he drive?
Car.
What color is it?
Blue.
Blue car? So does he live here or not? Do you live here?
No, I'm just watching.
You're just watching whose place?
Yeah.
Okay, if I leave you a business card, can you give it to him if he does come back here?
Yeah.
All right, can you step out front real quick and I'll just hand that to you? It's a little cold. Yeah, get some shoes on. So you're just house sitting then, huh?
Yeah.
Keeping the couch warm?
Yeah.
All right, you can hang out right here. I'll be right back, okay?
What's that guy doing?
Oh, he's with me. He's filming.
You didn't say that. What's wrong?
Wardens are attempting to serve a citation to a suspect with a criminal record, but he's not at home. The guy who answers steps outside, but then quickly disappears, putting Quinn on high alert.
I don't think we want to give him a card. We'll come back with PD, man. He's not right. That guy's not right. I don't know if he racked a shotgun.
Did he?
I don't know. Sounded like it. We'll come back when Ralph's here. Horrible feeling. I don't know. He just got really aggressive when he saw you, so obviously he didn't want to be known who he was, you know? And so he asked why was there a camera, and he thought we were crazy for not telling him that. Then he just went back to his room. And then I could hear, like, the doors kind of cracked. I could hear something, and that's why I moved down to the bottom of the steps. Look at my hands. So I just backed down by the steps, you know, and then I heard something, like, you know when you rack a shotgun, how it's like metal on metal? And then he just slammed the door, and I was like, we don't need to drop off a card.
Back in Beaverhead County District Court, the evidence is unfolding in a case against a husband and wife poaching team. The violations extend as far back as 2007, a twisted story involving multiple friends and family members and numerous big game animals.
The charges pertain to the unlawful possession and they're felony level. There's so many animals involved, and they met the threshold of the restitutional values being greater than $1,000. You know, in 25 years of doing this job, I've come to find in these larger investigations in this egregious activity, 2 words sum up the unlawful activity, and it's greed and egos.
Your Honor, the defendants have come before this court. They've taken responsibility for their actions. Since the time that this matter was brought, they have...
Excuse me just a second. I apologize for interrupting you even before you get a good start. But I'm looking at a photocopy of the letter that seems to be written by Mr. Foster, and I'm interested in your comment that he takes responsibility. Well, let's start with the bottom of the first page. The bottom of the first page, his question is this how Montana takes care of its lifetime seniors? The next page, he complains that a disabled senior who needs the meat can't take one. And the next page, he says he's never done anything except to hunt to survive. Now, please tell me what I'm missing here about how that shows responsibility.
95 miles northwest, Region 2. Warden Joe Cambick receives an urgent call for assistance.
Yes, so we can definitely use somebody up here that is able to move around.
You got it. Where are you at, the Elk Ridge parking lot?
Elk Ridge parking lot, right at the prison gate.
Okay, I'll head right up to the Elk Ridge parking lot. I'll meet you there. I'll grab my pack, and you send me in a direction you think he's at, and we'll go see what we can do.
A missing hunter. After failing to return home last night, the hunter endured potentially deadly temperatures. Search and Rescue has located his vehicle and have requested Joe's help due to his detailed knowledge of the area. They need to locate the hunter fast, hoping he didn't succumb to the harsh elements.
We got a lost hunter. He's ADHD and all kinds of problems.
Okay. This is his truck right here?
That's his truck.
He may have gotten hurt. Like you said, I'll just kind of use my guts and I'll just go for a hike.
I'm relying on you on
We'll just be in contact over the radio if he pops out at the road or whatever.
Do you have a GPS?
Yep.
You call coordinates into?
Yep. You bet. I'll pack my GPS. I'll get my pack and I'll get all my gear ready to go and I'll take off.
In Region 2, wardens are responding to a report of a lost hunter. He's already battled the deadly elements for the last 12 hours, and time is becoming a factor. Before heading to the hills, Joe calls in fellow warden Tyler Raymaker for assistance.
And either they're heading up the fence line right now, and maybe just walk some of these drainages up and down and kind of crisscross this whole ridge here. We're thinking that he's probably going to be fairly close, but you don't know. That's what I was telling these guys. You know, when you hit an elk and you hit it good and it takes off, and you say, he's too hurt to go uphill. And you don't think he will, but he does. This is a search and rescue dog here. Yeah, he's in training. So that's the plan.
During the Montana hunting season, the temperatures in the high country often drop well below zero at night. It's crucial that they find this hunter, and soon. Following their instincts, Joe and Tyler will comb the mountainside looking for any sign of the lost hunter, hoping with each step they're not too late.
Yeah, thinking as a hunter, you know, getting some elevation, and one would hope that he has matches and all that, you know. Be a long night out here without matches.
Region 3, Dillon, Montana. The Beaverhead County District Court judge is hearing final remarks in a poaching case involving an entire family and the killing of numerous trophy animals.
I would ask the court to consider giving the defendants an opportunity to demonstrate their remorse, their sincerity, and because they are first-time felony offenders, impose a deferred imposition sentence.
Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm very sorry for what I've done. It's cost me my grandkids for 2.5 years. My other 2 sons, they do not contact me. I've seen them once in 2.5 years.
What do you suppose is the cause of that?
I took them out and took them hunting, and I didn't realize then the consequences, what I was doing, and they're just highly upset that I put them in that position.
Is it a function of your boys wanting to please Dad, so they engaged in conduct that Dad suggested, and they relied on Dad that things were going to be all right, and that this was all appropriate, and Dad led him astray?
Yeah, I did, sir. And I'm very, very sorry I did that to my kids.
Are you telling the court now that you told each of your boys, this is illegal, and there can be lots of problems here, but you go ahead and shoot the deer if you want? Is that what you mean to report?
No, I never. I didn't figure the consequences did come out of it.
The court does have to wonder a little bit, Mr. Foster, about your attitude, given that kind of comment. And I would appreciate the record reflecting by transcript from the court reporter that the look on Mr. Foster's face and the hanging of his head demonstrates that he recognizes the truth in what I have just said.
Between Bill and Sally Foster and their friends and family connections, at least 27 deer, a bull elk, and an untold number of fish have been unlawfully taken. The judge has ordered Bill Foster to 6 months house arrest and the loss of his hunting and fishing privileges for the remainder of his life. For her part in the poaching activities, Sally Foster will lose her privileges for 25 years. In total, the Fosters and 17 other co-defendants involved in the investigation were ordered to pay over $30,000 in fines and restitution. Back in Region 2, after a long search for a missing hunter, wardens get a call with good news. Fortunately, this dangerous situation ends on a positive note.
This is 36, go ahead, 210.
Sounds like they found him. We're heading out, huh?
That 10-4, he came walking out of zone from the north.
Well, if they found him, come out of the north over here, so we're good to go. So what happened? What was the scoop?
He did exactly like you said. He walked right in here, up Taylor Creek. We're going cutting across the ridge up here.
And then he ended up walking back this way and coming down?
The snow hit. And he couldn't tell he went a point too far. And he was almost up to the cattle guard going into Rock Creek Lake.
Oh, he covered some country. See that whole thing about a bad hip, he won't go far? He did.
Yeah, he did, and he's hurting.
I'm sure he is. So he had matches and he built a fire and
built a fire.
Good, good.
We had him stick around for a while, but he was really cold.
Really tired. Get him home.
And he was suited up good.
He was suited up
good.
He's wearing all canvas.
That's what it takes to make it out here. So awesome. This was a good ending. Because this is what we needed. So. But yeah, you guys don't hesitate to call me. I mean, I got snow machines, horses, you know.
Like I said,
I got my own 2 feet I can take up there.